Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Jason.
And I'm your co-host, Julia. We're excited you're here because today's topic is one that every English learner struggles with.
Absolutely. Today, we're talking about how to improve your English speaking skills. If you want to speak confidently, naturally, and fluently, then this episode is for you.
Yes, and Jason, you know what? Most learners tell us the same thing: I understand English, but I can't speak it.
Exactly. And that's the big question. Why is speaking so hard, even when you know vocabulary and grammar?
Well, one major reason is fear. Fear of making mistakes, fear of sounding wrong, or fear of people judging them.
Right. And another reason is lack of practice. Many learners study English for years, but they don't actually use it in real conversations.
Yes, speaking is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it becomes weak.
And here's another challenge. Learners often try to translate from their native language while speaking. That slows everything down.
Exactly. So in this episode, we'll show you simple, powerful techniques to fix these problems and help you speak English confidently every day.
Stay with us, because by the end of this podcast, you'll know exactly how to practice speaking, even if you're alone.
Let's get started.
Before we learn how to speak better, it's important to understand how humans actually learn to speak a language.
Yes. And the science is really interesting. We don't learn to speak by memorizing grammar rules. We learn by hearing, repeating, and copying sounds, just like babies.
Exactly. Think about a baby learning their first language. They listen for months before saying even one word.
Right. They don't study grammar books. They don't translate. They just listen, absorb patterns, and repeat what they hear.
And this is the natural process for any language. Input, listening; imitation, copying sounds; output, speaking.
When learners skip step 1, listening, they have trouble with step 3, speaking. You need strong listening to speak smoothly.
Another important point, the brain learns faster when information is emotional, interesting, or connected to real life.
Yes, that's why listening to conversations, stories, and real English helps you speak much faster than textbook English.
And repetition is also a key part of language science. The brain needs to hear the same phrases many times before they become automatic.
Automatic speaking is the goal. When English becomes automatic, you don't translate, you just speak.
So in this podcast, the techniques we share will follow this natural learning process. Listen, repeat, and use English every day.
And the more natural your practice is, the faster your speaking skills grow.
Now, let's jump into our first technique for improving English speaking skills. Learning and using small phrases every day.
Yes, this is one of the most effective ways to become a confident speaker. Many learners try to memorize long vocabulary lists, but that doesn't help with speaking.
Exactly. When you speak, you don't use individual words. You use phrases. Small, short expressions like, "I'm not sure," "that sounds good," or "let me think."
These are called chunks, natural pieces of language native speakers use all the time.
And the good news is, these small phrases are much easier to remember and much easier to use in real conversations.
Right. And you don't need to learn 50 phrases a day. Even 3 small phrases a day is enough if you actually use them.
Exactly. For example, if today you learn the phrase, "that makes sense," try to use it 3 times, while speaking, thinking, or even talking to yourself.
Yes, and you can also practice by shadowing short conversations or repeating phrases you hear in movies, podcasts, or YouTube videos.
The key is daily use. When you use a phrase many times, your brain remembers it automatically.
Automatic speaking is what we want, speaking without stopping, translating, or thinking too much.
So remember, don't focus on big vocabulary. Focus on small, useful phrases you can use in real life, every single day.
If you do this consistently, your speaking skills will improve much faster than you expect.
Our next technique is one of my personal favorites, and many experts say it's the most powerful method to improve speaking: shadowing.
Yes, shadowing is amazing, but many learners don't know what it is. So, Jason, can you explain it simply?
Of course, shadowing means listening to a speaker and speaking at the same time, just like a shadow follows you.
Exactly. You listen to a sentence and try to copy the speaker's intonation, rhythm, and pronunciation immediately.
It trains your mouth, your tongue, and your brain to produce English naturally without translating.
And the best part? You don't need a teacher. You can shadow podcasts, movies, YouTube videos, or even short clips on social media.
Right. For beginners, it's best to start with slow and clear speech. For example, English learning podcasts or simple conversations.
And for intermediate learners, try shadowing movies, news clips, or TED Talks. It really helps improve fluency.
Another benefit is that shadowing teaches you natural English music, the rhythm and flow that native speakers use.
Yes, many learners speak English word by word, but shadowing helps you speak in phrases with natural stress and tone.
Even 5 minutes of shadowing every day can create huge improvement in just a few weeks.
So if you want to speak faster, smoother, and more confidently, shadowing should be part of your daily practice.
Now, let's move to technique number 3, and this one is really important. Speak without fear of mistakes.
Yes, this is one of the biggest barriers for English learners. Many students know the words, they know the sentences, but they stay quiet because they're scared to speak.
Right? They think, what if I say something wrong? Or what if people laugh at me? And these thoughts stop them from improving.
Exactly. But here's the truth. Mistakes are part of learning. You cannot speak fluently without making mistakes first.
Yes, think about children learning their first language. They make mistakes every day, and no one tells them to stop speaking.
Right. They learn because they try, and adults should do the same. Try, speak, make mistakes, and learn from them.
And honestly, most native speakers don't care if your grammar isn't perfect. They just appreciate that you're trying to communicate.
Yes, communication is the goal, not perfection.
Also, when you speak without fear, you practice more. And the more you practice, the faster your fluency grows.
A great tip is to tell yourself a simple sentence before speaking. It's okay if I make mistakes. I'm learning.
I love that. It builds confidence and relaxes your mind.
So remember, don't wait for perfect English. Start speaking now. Perfection comes later, after practice.
Now, let's talk about technique number 4. And this one can change your speaking completely. Think in English instead of translating.
Yes, this is a big one. Many learners translate every sentence from their native language into English before they speak.
And that's why speaking becomes slow, stressful, and difficult. Translation creates a delay in your brain.
Exactly. When you translate, your mind has to do extra work. Think in your language, translate, speak in English.
But when you think directly in English, you skip 2 steps. You speak faster, smoother, and more naturally.
So how can learners start thinking in English? Don't worry, it's easier than it sounds. Start with simple thoughts.
Yes! For example, instead of thinking, I am going to the market in your language, think it directly in English, I'm going to the market.
Or when you see something, say it in English in your mind. Nice weather, busy street, I need a break.
These small English thoughts train your brain to stay in English.
Another tip is to describe what you're doing while you're doing it. For example, I'm cooking, I'm washing my hands, I'm getting ready.
Yes, this builds automatic speaking patterns. And the more you think in English, the less translation you do.
And remember, you don't need perfect grammar when thinking in English. The goal is speed and comfort, not perfection.
Right? When your mind stays in English, speaking becomes much easier and much more natural. Our next technique is simple, powerful, and perfect for busy learners. Daily micro-practice.
Yes, many learners think they need 1 hour a day to improve their speaking, but that's not true. Even 1 or 2 minutes can make a big difference if you do it every day.
Exactly. Micro-practice means short but consistent speaking moments. Little exercises that build confidence and fluency over time.
For example, you can pick one topic each day and speak about it for just 60 seconds. It can be anything: your plans, your job, your family, your favorite food.
Yes, and you don't need a partner. You can speak out loud to yourself, record your voice, or practice in front of a mirror.
Another great micro-practice idea is this: choose one useful phrase and use it 3 times during the day.
Right. Small repetitions create big results. Your brain starts to feel comfortable using English naturally.
And the best part is, micro-practice reduces fear. When you speak a little every day, your confidence grows automatically.
So remember, short daily practice is better than long practice once a week. Consistency is the real secret to strong speaking skills.
If you make micro-practice a habit, your speaking will improve faster than you expect.
All right, now it's time for a real-life practice conversation. In this short demo, Julia and I will show you good speaking habits, simple phrases, natural rhythm, and clear communication.
Yes, and listeners, you can shadow us or repeat the phrases after us to practice speaking. Conversation demo.
Hey, Julia, how's your day going so far?
It's going pretty well, thanks. I had a productive morning. How about you?
Same here. I started my day with a short English article. It really helped warm up my brain.
That's a great habit. I like starting my morning with a podcast. It helps me think in English.
Nice! By the way, are you working on any new English goals this week?
Yes, actually. I'm trying to learn 3 new phrases a day and use them in conversations. It's simple but very effective.
I love that. I'm doing something similar. I'm practicing shadowing for 5 minutes each evening.
That's awesome. Shadowing really improves pronunciation and speaking speed.
Exactly. And I feel more confident when I speak because the phrases come out more naturally.
Same here. And even short daily practice makes a big difference. You don't need a long study session.
Absolutely. Consistency is more important than perfection.
So, listeners, we hope you noticed some good speaking habits in this conversation: short phrases, natural expressions, and confident speaking.
And remember, you can replay this part and shadow us to build your own speaking fluency. Now, let's talk about something very important. Common mistakes English learners make when trying to improve their speaking.
Yes, because many learners work hard, but these mistakes slow their progress. Let's go through the biggest ones.
Mistake number 1. Focusing too much on grammar. Some learners try to make every sentence perfect before speaking.
Yes, but this creates fear and hesitation. Speaking is about communication, not perfection.
Exactly. Mistake number 2. Only learning vocabulary, not phrases. Words alone don't help you speak fluently.
Right. You need small phrases, chunks, that native speakers use in real life.
Mistake number 3. Waiting for the right moment to speak. Many learners wait until they feel ready, but they never feel ready.
Yes, the only way to feel ready is to actually start speaking, even if it's not perfect.
Mistake number 4. Translating every sentence. This slows down speaking and creates confusion.
Exactly. Thinking in English is much faster and more natural.
And mistake number 5. Not practicing daily. Speaking improves with small, consistent practice. Not once a week.
Yes! Even 1 minute a day is better than nothing.
So if you avoid these mistakes, your speaking skills will grow much faster.
And you'll feel more confident every time you speak.
Many learners ask us this question: how can I practice speaking English if I don't have a partner?
Yes, and the good news is, you don't need a partner to improve your speaking skills. There are simple methods you can use alone.
Tip number 1. Speak to yourself out loud. Describe what you're doing, your plans, or your thoughts in English.
Exactly. For example, say I'm making tea or I need to finish my work today. It sounds simple, but it works wonders.
Tip number 2. Record your voice. Listen to yourself and notice pronunciation, sentence flow, and areas to improve.
Yes. Tip number 3, shadow native speakers. Replay podcasts, YouTube videos, or short clips and repeat after the speaker.
Tip number 4. Use mirror practice. Speak in front of a mirror and watch your mouth movements and facial expressions. It builds confidence.
And finally, tip number 5, practice thinking in English. Even in your head, form sentences and short conversations.
See? You don't need a partner. Consistency and smart practice are all you need to improve your speaking skills.
Exactly. The key is to practice every day, even if it's just a few minutes. Small steps lead to big results.
All right, listeners, now it's time for a quick speaking challenge. This is your chance to practice what we've taught today.
Yes, we'll give you 3 short phrases. Your job is to say them out loud and repeat each one 3 times. Ready?
Here we go. That makes sense. I'm not sure. Let me think. Can you explain that again?
Remember to say them naturally, just like we would in a real conversation. Don't worry about mistakes. Focus on speaking confidently.
Exactly. Try shadowing us and feel the rhythm, intonation, and flow.
Great job, listeners. Doing this for just 1 minute every day will make your speaking much smoother.
Wow, we've covered a lot today. Let's quickly recap the main points.
Yes. First, we learned that speaking becomes easier when we learn small phrases and use them daily.
Then we talked about shadowing, practicing without fear of mistakes, and thinking in English instead of translating.
And don't forget daily micro-practice. Even just a few minutes a day builds fluency and confidence.
Plus, we shared ways to practice even without a speaking partner, and gave you a quick speaking challenge to try right away.
Exactly. The key takeaway: consistency and courage are your best tools. Speak every day, make mistakes, and keep going.
Remember, fluency doesn't happen overnight, but small daily steps will get you there faster than you think.
So stay motivated, keep practicing, and celebrate every improvement along the way.
That's it for today's episode on how to improve your English speaking skills. We hope you found these tips useful.
Yes, and remember, practice a little every day, speak without fear, and keep thinking in English.
If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode.
Also, comment below and tell us which technique you'll try first. We love hearing from our listeners.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Keep speaking, Keep improving, and we'll see you in the next episode.